Oh yeah, guys, welcome back to another episode of the wonderful Dragon Quest Chronicles with your baby. It's the solo quest, it's the new game, the newest of games, even though this came out in 2012. We're almost, we are almost a cool 20 years out from this one, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Nearly 75% of the way there. Who knows if this game will still be up and running at that point. Honestly, Square is kind of down the hole, but in this episode, we got the leaf for our wonderful chief here, with his amazing hair. Um, and hopefully the village won't be attacked or anything while we repair his body, get him back into working health. Start of version 3 will be very soon, very soon. We just have this quest basically, and then we are going to travel into the new areas beyond the Abyss Gate and whatnot. And today, while we prepare, I'd like to discuss, the inherent powers and thus drawbacks as well of being kind in general. Just kindness. Kindness. The niceness. The nice power. The smiles. The softness. The feminine energy. Why is it good? Why is it bad? Why do people use it? What is the general objective behind people who are kind? Because that's the thing, guys. I am a common believer, just like most things in life. You're not going to change it, naturally, by yourself, personality wise. It's just a thing, like sort of the content creator personality. It's just kind of a thing you're not really going to change or grow into, morph into completely. It's just kind of a nature that you go back to. So generally kind people like to speak to themselves in kind ways, or in general, that is the objective, to have that kind energy come back to them in some way. And a lot of people view this on the surface level and think it is very like selfish, but like most things in life, there are a lot of layers. There's like a huge onion to the situation, any situation, given for the levels of kindness and empathy being shown, of course. But in general, yeah, there are layers to the extent of what they even want in return from this kindness, whether it be something, internal, external, a combination of both, very little, very, a huge amount. But in general, I think that is the objective of kindness, and it's something that kind of irks people because, like there are naturally kind people, there are naturally rude people, and the thing is, you can learn either way, you can be pushed either way, but the general outlook in society of how you do it is to have a good balance, but not only that, to have a good just nature and moral to push forward positivity and bring forth, the anti-chaos, if you will, that is your own truth, which is going to seem like chaos to other people, but your own symbolic nature will come to you, in whatever side of the spectrum you land on. But the thing about kindness is, it's a little bit different than the natural, just relaxed state of, I don't know, the vitriol that you carry when you care about nothing else, but your own comfortability and well-being. See, kindness, when you move forward with it, I feel like it's sort of putting a blanket, a cover up for the natural coldness and betrayal of the world and sort of acting, and this is why a lot of people don't like kindness or don't like people who are naturally kind, the acting part, because in general we're all dancing on the stage of life, but the kindness is always kind of an act. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. As someone who is routinely kind, it's always kind of an act, because I know a lot of kind people who think of very rude things to say. Because honestly, guys, I don't know if this is how human beings are built. I don't know if it's an American thing. I don't know if it's the media I consume. But in my mind, I often think the bad stuff first. I think the bad stuff first, and if I just said what came to my mind first, guess what will come out? Yeah, I know. But when you have the ability to think before you speak, generally, and unless you're a little bit vindictive and you have an objective there, and there's a place to go with this, generally you tend to move with kindness, because kindness carries a lot more weight, because we all sort of intellectualize that fact that the fires burn within us constantly, and being rude is just gonna jump off the tongue. Like, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I write a hate comment, it's very quick. I know exactly what to write. I don't get writer's block. I know what to fucking write when I'm hating motherfuckers. But when I have to write a letter of recommendation for myself or someone else or anyone, or when I have to write about someone's amazing abilities or the amazing things someone has done for me, I may tap the paper a little bit. I may have to think. I may have to scratch my chin a little bit. And I don't think that's an inherent problem with the human race. I just think we need to acknowledge that a lot of these things that people say, it's so easy to just be nice and just be kind and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, man, just smile. No, guys, we're all horrible, disgusting creatures. Don't smile. Don't smile. Don't smile if you don't actually want to. I am saying, in general, if you're not a kind-natured person, you don't have to force yourself. But, us who are naturally natured in kindness, don't force yourself to be evil. Just let life play out. And we are in 2025. It's the year of the truth. People are figuring this shit out. Step by step, dragon by dragon, kick by kick. I might start streaming on Kick. I mean, it's not a good platform, but it's better than Twitch, right? It's better than Twitch. I would just like live streaming, to start as well. I'm excited to kick things off. But yeah, back to the topic at hand. Kindness. It's hard. It's hard for a lot of people, and I think it should be just more normalized that we all have our base states. And for the people who don't want to do the work, it's okay to not do the work, but don't put on the mask of doing the work. If you don't actually want to be a kind person, then stop, platituding, cosplaying your kind armor. And I know we have to do that if we're working a job, a retail job, a situation, or whatever. But you can play the role and literally play the role. You don't have to play the role and then do all this backstory and all this stuff and then go so deep into it. Like people, motherfuckers don't know how to clock in and clock out. And of course, that often gets you fired. At least me. It often takes you out of the quote unquote work group. And then eventually you get isolated. They bring other people in and you get fired. But nevertheless, there's plenty of jobs out there if you actually know how to work, if you actually want to work. And you know what? Jobs are a stupid concept that is going out of business anyways. So I'd say if in, 10 years we're not going to have jobs anyways, why bother? Why bother? Find some motherfucking way to make money. There are multiple nowadays. And I feel like that is what our new generation is kind of figuring out here. So, yeah, but nevertheless, guys, the main gist of this is I'm not telling anybody to be more kind. I'm not telling anybody to be more rude. I'm just saying you got to be you, man. Like if you're actually a nice person, actually be a nice person. We have to stop being way too hard on ourselves and our peers for just naturally acting like they are. You know, that's what I do whenever I am around anyone. I build that safe space to where we can all just let our inner childs, you know, out of that leash and run free and truly feel like we are supposed to be, you know, truly feel like humans. You know, I do that around me, and I think it's a beautiful thing. But, you know, not everybody can do that. Not everybody has that power. Not everybody wants to be trained in that power. And I'm saying, if you want to be a, you know, a little vindictive person in your echo chamber, you don't have to leave. You don't have to leave. You never have to. Like, if you're watching this much of the video and you are one of those people, I'm very surprised. You know, you probably want to walk that different path, and I'm very impressed. But, you know, if you're one of the people that clicked off, you know, right when I was like, kind people are kind people are kind and rude people are rude, you know, like, if you're one of those people, it's cool. It's cool. This is just a channel to make us think a little bit, to make us wonder and truly have like nuanced opinions about these things. Because I think this is not a topic that should just be tapped lightly on and just thrown to the wayside. Like, I think kind people and rude people, and, you know, people who care about people's feelings, and then people who use people's feelings as tools, you know, there's two different sides to that. You know, it's sort of like a lost and seeking mentality. You know, they're two different things. So if you want to be a seeker, then challenge these ways that you talk to people. You know, just take a pause sometimes. Take a step back when you're responding, because I swear to you, man, it's very easy. You probably just thought of one right there in that pause. Think of something mean to say. It's very easy. So easy to think of mean shit to say. And I don't know why. I think, you know, it's ability. You know, it's an ability to hold back. It's just like gooning. You know, it's very easy to goon. And it's ability. It's like a superpower to hold your goon back. To wield your goon stick with an iron fist. You know, that is an ability. So think about it, guys. Think about it. Have a lot of thoughts. Maybe don't have too many thoughts. Maybe like one or two thoughts, so you don't get an STD. Ooh, we got some brutalizing going on here. Bruh, see, the fight scenes in this are so good. I really need to make another freaking intro for this. This is freaking amazing. Yeah. That's good old Dragon Quest though. We do love the Toriyama art. Like, imagine if they made a Chrono Trigger remake in this style. I would freaking go crazy. Honestly, I would go crazy. This is truly one of the best MMOs I've ever seen. I mean, how can you not love Mayo? I don't know. It's probably like one of my favorite characters. We get a lot more of her in version 4 too, but we will enjoy the story with her here. Come on. Yeah, no. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. This cutscene is freaking good. Okay, so I'm sorry. The commentary has stopped a little bit because I'm distracted. I'm distracted by I feel like I'm back in like 90s Naruto right now. Like, this is like let's go. And over. Ooh, but yes, the foot. See, like, that seems like the most illogical kick. Like, how do you even do that? It's just it's incredibly. But that's a lot of force on a head kick. That's a lot of force. Like you tap the back of his head with the foot and you swing it all the way the fuck back around. That's kind of crazy. That is the actual most illogical thing. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh. Okay, she did good though. We got it. So we'll beat the shit out of this guy, and then we'll do the rest of the cutscene. After. What are my last thoughts? What are my final thoughts on being kind? You know, I think just most people need to think. You know, the kindness, it's like a tool. It's like a tool. It's like a skill. So, you know, it's like another thing to grind, like my skills in Dragon Quest. You know, the kindness is like your constitution stat or some fucking shit. So if you're an asshole, you know, maybe you're not even grinding constitution. Maybe you don't think it's a worthy stat. But think about it. Delve into it. This is a thinking channel. You're a thinking motherfucker. Subscribe, bitch, and I will see you next time. Bitch.